Evening, guys. Well, a defeat at Brentford this afternoon. Another below-par performance from Newcastle United. The first half wasn't pretty. The second half, absolutely abysmal. Giving away the equaliser. I don't know how a young lad like him, for all he's a good player, Shiade, he's managed to out-jump a strapping 6-footer and absolutely to get the ball into the back of the net for the equaliser. And Brentford just went from strength to strength. We had a penalty overturned, which was, in my opinion, a stonewall penalty. The second one, Dan Burn is absolutely stupid. A second yellow, and he's got himself sent off. But this, in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, stops with the manager, because he's put the same players out there who, yet again, Nick Pope, he's going to be the man who ends up getting Eddie Howe the sack, because he can't catch bloody water. Do you know what I mean? Instead of catching the ball, he's punching the ball out all the time. All the time. And yet Aaron Ramsdale is sitting there on the bench, played well in the game in the League Cup against Tottenham. Eddie Howe wasn't giving him a look. He's put Nick Pope back in. Dan Burn this afternoon got himself a yellow card. That, to me, would be the cue. Oh, right, better get this lad off. We've got Lewis Hall sat on the bench. We need to get him on, get him back to match fitness. And what does he do? He sits there. Oh, no, doesn't matter. No, we'll leave Dan Burn on. And then all of a sudden, Dan Burn knew he was going. He knew. He thought, I've made a clanger here, lads. I'm off. And he was. So we've ended up losing the game by 3-1. And somebody put a post out there. This team, it's like we're playing like we did under Mike Ashley. Now, I'm gonna clarify that, guys, because we spent a lot of money in the summer getting players in, and we've got a squad there, apparently, a squad of players, and yet he seems to be sticking with the same ones. We're 14th in the league. The performances aren't great. The players aren't doing well, and I don't criticise Eddie Howe much, but I'm going to ask people out there questions about this, because if it wasn't Eddie Howe, I mean, people are saying Eddie Howe we trust, and I do trust him. But that defeat today has got to go to the players on the pitch and the manager, because his tactics once again have been utter shite. We've ended up getting beat by a team, near the bottom of the league, Brentford, who Sunderland destroyed. Do you know what I mean? And it just shows you what sort of we're up against here. These players are playing below par, and they're saying, well, it's because of the Champions League, where they're tired and this, that, and the other. Well, if they're playing in midweek, don't play them at the weekend. It's as simple as that. Don't play them. If you put other players out and then it's like, well, we didn't play particularly well. But other players were tired. At least the manager's got the excuse there. You don't put them out there. All right, they're athletes, but they're only human at the end of the day. But no, today, the players were shite, and the manager's tactics were shite. And I've got to say, right, as much as I like Eddie Howe, I've got to say, if this was Steve Bruce sat in this position, right, us as fans would be after his blood, right? Would be after his blood. But because it's Eddie Howe, and because he's won a trophy for us last season, and because of this and because of that, we like him. We do. But he's got to get his act together. The players have got to get their act together, because we're the laughing stock of the Premier League. We're 14th in the table. We are struggling, guys. We are struggling. And a team against Brentford, they were up for the game. They thought, going into this game, we've got nothing to lose. If we go out and play well, we've got a chance of winning this game. Newcastle should have been on top of it. They weren't. They took the lead again, and we've lost again against the side lower in the league. And it's absolutely ridiculous, guys. So today, I am absolutely fuming. A shit performance from the team, and the manager's tactics are all over the place. Get your act together, Newcastle. Get your act together, Eddie, because as far as I'm concerned now, the clock is ticking, because we are in trouble, right? We are a laughingstock. And somebody put it out there before, not so long ago, that Eddie Howe was the gatekeeper at Newcastle. I don't believe he is. But I know the owners will be looking at this and thinking, what is going on? If we get to Christmas and we're mid-table going into the January transfer window, I think the owners might be thinking, what the hell is going on here, Eddie? Get it sorted out or you're out the door, son. And he'd be seeing a few of these players as well. And I might sound like I'm rambling on and people might think I'm talking out my arse tonight, guys. But I'm frustrated. I'm angry. Another defeat for Newcastle United. I'm going to leave it there. Marty the Mad Magpie signing off. Thank you. Have a good evening. Ta-ra for now.